Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, you know, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that you know, she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
well, those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that, but you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You know, you're right about that. And honest
so
truth
you are admitting that you're married?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't tell me you were married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay, so he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
yeah,
she knows now?
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist, sir. That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you're more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but
definitely
if he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky?
You're welcome.
If I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Back to the channel, kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe, and let's get right into it. This woman must really think this man is dumb, because if not, Why are you asking him to give you child support for a child he's convinced is not his? Why would you ask him to do such a thing? He's asked you to go do a DNA several times and you have refused to. And you know, your refusal to even do the DNA is even a confirmation of what this man is saying, that he is so sure that this child is not his. What is preventing you from going to take from going to do the DNA test? If you have nothing to hide and you think this man is responsible for this child, what exactly is preventing you from going to do the DNA test? Had you gone to do the DNA test, then there wouldn't have been any need for this conversation. There wouldn't have been any need for this whole drama. He's saying that if you go do the DNA test and he proves that he's responsible for this child, he's never going to hesitate to take care of this child. He's even saying he's discussed things with his wife, so he's ready to take full responsibility. But as of now that you haven't taken the DNA test, he's not ready to give you child support for a child he is convinced is not his. What if some years later down the line, you know, you come tell him that indeed the child is not his? What will he, what is he supposed to do? Do you understand? What would he do if you come tell him sometime later that this child you've been giving me child support for all these years is not yours? What would he do then? I think this lady seriously has something to hide, and I'm convinced that this child might not be for this man. Yeah, so I'm really standing by this man and I support him, and I admire him for saying at the end of the day, if it turns out that he is the father of the child, he's going to take full responsibility. I really admire him, you know, for that. Yeah, so guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Do you think he should just go ahead and take care of the child without the DNA test? Or you think the DNA test is supposed to be done just so, you know, he's sure of exactly what he will be doing going forward? Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.